Thunderclaps going on. That's because the back end of what's left of Isaias is hitting us, and hopefully I get through this broadcast. I'm not sure if the thunder or the lightning, as you hear it right now, there's some rumbling right there, may take us out. Might have some bad actors looking to take me out because I'm going to get deep here today. I'm going to get deep in the weeds. I'm going to piss some people off. I'm going to step on some toes. I'm over it. I am completely over it. I am done with this hashtag Black Lives Matter bullshit. I am over the BLM. I am over systemic racism. And after today, those of you who choose to take a different path in life, I'm going to applaud you. The rest of you, get lost. Not even interested. Not even interested in the slightest as to your complaining, whining, and blaming of somebody else because of your position in life. Nobody else is going to blame you. You did it. No one's holding you back. And I'm going to prove it today. So in that regards, people, my name is Barry Cunningham. I am a real estate investor and burgeoning real estate developer. I have been involved in over 1,000 closed transactions, either from the buying side or selling side, over the 25 plus years that I've been involved in real estate. My wife has been an agent for 20 years. The barrier to entry into this business is very low, but the ones who succeed are the ones who persevere and learn and take their craft to the next level. So why am I so hot on this? I am hot on this for a number of reasons because, I see the signs, and this is the banner I posted today that caught a lot of crap from a lot of people. And they're talking about white silence equals violence, Black Lives Matter, yada, yada, yada. And the thing that drives me crazy is that if these people spent as much time protesting, as much time learning as they do protesting, imagine what they could be doing in life. Just imagine. I don't know how, what did they say? 60 nights in a row, people have been protesting in Portland. They've been running around the streets for 4 months now. Imagine if for 4 months you said, you know what? I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to learn a craft and I'm going to take myself to the next level. Here's a case in point. Excuse me as I itch my eye. Here's a case in point. When we went into this lockdown stuff and didn't know where things were going, I said, you know what? I'd like to put another arrow in my quiver. I'd like to up my game in real estate. I want to learn this live streaming thing. Well, no one stopped me. The only person that would be stopping me would be myself. The only person who would tell me not to learn would be myself. There's just people everywhere willing to teach someone who's willing to listen how to learn. And it doesn't cost a dime. Sure, you can buy courses anywhere, but you can learn to put together a marketable skill in this era. Live streaming and the ability to work your own production and sound and videotaping and lighting. There's nobody else here. This is just me. I am the only one here. I put together some props in the background, stuff I had laying around the garage or in the house, and things that I identify with, the guitar playing. I'm a rocker. My Red Sox hat, although I'm pissed off at them. New York Police Department. Some shots of us filming videos, a tripod, and then some lighting. Just very simple. Then, I put this stream deck thing together, which is the ability so that you can flip between different things and do your own fading and cutting through and basically clicking buttons to show yourself. Then I've got a microphone here, obviously. I've got a camera. I upgraded from a webcam to a DSLR. And, I've got some lighting. Now I've got my 2 computer monitors, but this is stuff I accumulated over time. The stuff that was new was the microphone, the stream deck, the capture card, the lighting, probably into this under $400 or $500, but you don't really even need that to start. I just wanted to improve as I went. I saw where this thing was going, and I invested in myself. I learned how to talk better, and I don't mean in terms of colloquialisms and English. I mean being able to look into a camera with nobody in the room and have a discussion with a camera. Imagine that. If someone had told you, hey, listen, you're going to spend 35 minutes to an hour and you're going to have a conversation with a camera, an inanimate object. And sometimes it may talk back to me because it may turn off if there's not enough power or if the storms are bad. But for the most part, you learn to go with it. You learn how to hone your craft and understand people want to hear things. It doesn't have to be television production, especially now during the Rona and we're all locked down. And basically my production is as good as many people are on broadcast television. I watch the news and I watch some of these people and it looks like I'm looking up at their nostril. They don't know how to position a camera. They don't know how to light themselves. They sound like they're in tin cans. The audio is crazy. They're not taking the time to up their game. So we do it. We can do that. And so if I have to take a sip on camera, I'll do so. I'll definitely do so because that's not what's important. What's important is be able to relay a message. So the message today is basically that systematic, however you want to say it, racism is bunk. And I'm going to prove it to you. Before I want to prove it to you, I want to show you something. And what stirred this, what compelled me to get on today and talk about this, was some comments I received on one of my videos. So let me pull that up for you. Hopefully you can see it. This is a video that I made last week, and it was talking about when President Trump just basically killed the affirmatively furthering housing crap law or rule that Obama had put together. And I said it was good. Get rid of this stuff. We're all on the same plane. And so I'm going to read. I'm going to make it bigger so you guys can actually see that I'm not making this stuff up. But this guy comes in, Chris D, whoever he is, comes in and says to me, and I quote, because he made a quote, "We all start from the same line. Yeah, this guy," meaning me, "definitely hasn't read up on systemic racism and housing inequality and how in human nature, the less resources and a worse environment people," don't know what that means, "the more people who don't prosper. You really need to be educated on housing and racial equality," he says to a black guy. He says that to a black guy who has been buying and selling houses for 25 plus years. He says that to me. I need to be educated on housing, moron. So let's see his second comment. His second comment, it goes, "Your position is just selfish because the only two reasons you said is about your safety and your profits, with emphasis, of real estate values versus lowering crime as a whole." Let me just stop there. I'm not a cop. I don't, my profession isn't law enforcement. It is not my duty, not my responsibility to go out and lower crime. Don't understand how this conflation comes together, but this guy expects me to be looking to help lower crime. Let's continue. Because, like, again, if you let lower class people live in neighborhoods like yours, instead of them being in worse environments, leads to general less crime overall. Now, I got to stop right there. This is one of the problems that I'm having. His words, not mine, is if you let lower class people live in your neighborhood. I'm not setting a limitation on people living in a neighborhood. They don't have to prove anything to me. I'm not stopping anybody from living next door or behind us. The only thing that's stopping somebody from living next door or behind us is the ability to pay to buy the home or rent the home. That's it. That's the criteria. Can you afford to live here? That does not mean that someone is, quote, in a lower class of people. You are not in the lower class of people because you can't afford something. I don't even understand what somebody means lower class. That seems more racist than what I'm saying. I'm saying is you earn your way into a specific neighborhood. It's not about class. I'm black. I live here. I lived in gated communities up and down the East Coast. What the hell is he talking about? So let's continue. Overall, but you you are worried about crime only for the middle class people, which is the definition of you being for the middle class, which is mostly made up of whites. I don't even know how to answer that. That I'm only for the middle class. That I'm only advocating for some place that's made up primarily of white people. Who's looking for the color barrier? This guy or me? I've never mentioned color. I just say if I choose to live someplace, or Joe chooses to live someplace, or Fred and Sally, they choose to live it's someplace, that's their choice. If they can afford to live there, and we'll get into that. I'm sure there are places where I can't afford to live. Yeah. So I don't live there. So when the wife and I begin looking at places to move, and we look for, our aspirational progression, and we have our limitations based upon our ability to afford something, okay, we can't get there yet, honey. But it's not because I'm black. It's because we just don't have the ability to fund a purchase of that size. It's pretty simple. We've lived in some amazing places. 42nd floor of a condo overlooking the ocean. You live where you can live. Nobody said to me when I showed up and said, hey, we want this condo. Well, sorry, you're a black guy. And because you're black, we're going to have to hold off. Didn't happen. Has never happened. It has never happened. But these people here, like this guy, think that it does. And yeah, you might say just work hard and live in the suburbs, but you have to realize no matter what race you are, if you put humans in environments that lack resources and stuff less, people will prosper naturally. I don't know where he gets this biological natural stuff. There were times before I got married 27 years ago, and when I just got out of college, my roommate and I lived in a 4-story crappy apartment. There was fighting all the time. Luckily, the two of us were a couple of big guys who just got done playing football. We were paying like $300 or $400 a month rent in some apartment building in the inner city in Hartford, Connecticut. No problem. This is where we are right now. I was there. My roommate as well was a black man. We stayed in this place. We'd wake up in the morning, we'd have breakfast, we'd go to the gym, we'd come back, we'd work out. We were trying to get signed by a couple of football teams, and our daily routine was, hey, listen, get up, eat, go work out, come home, rest, go work out again, come home. And on the weekends you party. That was my routine when I was 23, 24. Nobody told me that I couldn't go wherever I wanted to. There was never anyone who said, if you work hard and live in the suburbs, you can't because you're black. That's bullshit. Come on, kids, wake up. And I say kids, no matter what age you are, if you buy into this crap, you're nuts. You're being programmed. So back then, my buddy and myself could only afford to live in a $400 apartment in the hood, basically. But neither of us thought that that's where we were going to end up. Neither of us believed, hey, this is it. This is as best it gets, man. Hope you enjoy it. This is it. 3rd floor of this apartment building, no AC, working out, coming home, going to sleep. This is it. I couldn't even imagine having that conversation with him. I couldn't even imagine coming home and going, hey, this is all I have to look forward to for the rest of my life. Because I'm black, you're black, and we're not going to be able to move up progressively financially. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. And I'm going to prove it to you when we get back.
Your source for profit. Hear what you need to know to succeed in today's real estate market.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip of the Barry Cunningham Show. Every weekday, Monday through Friday, I talk about real estate and the trends and news that affect real estate and making money in real estate. So if you want to see us live, just go ahead and click the subscribe button below, or just click the link below, which is going to be a link to the archives of all of our live shows. And then we'll go ahead and cut these up and get them out there so you can see the clips of the various shows. But in any event, I'm glad you're watching. Please continue to watch and have a great day. Get out there and make some money. And we'll see you on the next episode.